Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be talking about my March TBR. Pretty well with my TBR in February, and so I'm going to do the same sort of thing again. I do probably have more books here than I'm actually going to read this month, but I did want to give myself some options, so let's get into it. The first book I would like to read this month is A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. This is the Barnes & Noble Classics edition, so this is actually the nice, really pretty leather-bound version of the first 3 books. Wrinkle in Time is technically a quintet. There are 5 books in it. I have only ever read the first book, I'm pretty sure, but the movie is coming out on March 9th. I would like to take my little sister to it, and so I would really like to reread this again. The first book was one that I had originally read in elementary school, and they did also have a really sort of cheesy made-for-TV movie based on it, so I'm very excited to see how this movie is going to stack up. I remember really loving this book. It was probably my first real sci-fi book that I read when I was little, because it does follow a girl named Meg, her little brother, and I think her next door neighbor, who end up getting swept up in this adventure to go save her father, who had sort of disappeared or been kidnapped because he was researching time travel. So I just remember really liking this book, really good memories, but it's been at least 10 to 15 years since I've read it, so I'm very excited to jump back into this. The next book I want to read is Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the 3rd book in the Illuminae Files trilogy. This one is releasing on March 13th, so I'm going to get my hands on that as soon as possible. The first book is Illuminae, and these books are amazing. Again, this is a sci-fi series. One, they are gorgeous. So this cover comes off, it's like a clear sort of see-through one, and the actual hardcover book is amazing. It has like censored pieces, it has words written all over it and classified, things are highlighted, notes are written in the margins. It is amazing. So this cover fits perfectly with the book because of the fact that the book is told almost exclusively in like IMs, emails, surveillance footage, like they transcribe it into the book, dossier files, like it is so visually stunning as well. This first book follows a girl named Katie and her ex-boyfriend named Ezra, and they are on a planet at first that ends up getting invaded, and they have to escape on like I think a military spaceship. And while they are on that spaceship, there is an outbreak of like a plague or disease that causes people to mutate into basically zombies. So we have zombies on a spaceship. That is not all though. There is multiple crazy things going on. I absolutely love this book. When I first read it, I could not put it down. And the good thing about it is because of the way it's written, there were parts that were so quick to get through. Like I found myself speeding through this at the speed of light, and I absolutely loved it. So like you'll see like pages like this where things are files and they're classified. And then there's like notes. Like these pages are amazing. One of my favorite pages are the ones like these where they have people that are like in, like almost like in fighter jets, but like spaceships, and they're flying around, and then these are the thoughts or whatever that is going on as they're flying. It's just a visually stunning book. The second book was pretty much the exact same way, and I cannot wait for the 3rd one. I am very sad that this is supposed to be our last book in this world because they are some of my favorite books right now, but as soon as that comes out on March 13th, I am going to be buying it. The next book I want to read this month is Autoboyography by Christina Lauren. This one was actually on my February TBR as well, and I just did not get to it. This is an LGBTQ contemporary romance story. I don't remember too much else about it, and I sort of don't want to. I had one of my best friends read this, and they absolutely loved it. So I am very excited for this. I'm hoping for a nice, maybe sort of angsty, fluffy, contemporary read, and I'm very excited to get to this. And then I also have I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu. This is a book that follows our main character of Desi, who excels in school. She does lots of clubs and has great grades and everything, but she has never had a boyfriend, so she takes it upon herself to get herself a boyfriend by following tips and things that she has seen in K-dramas. I absolutely love K-dramas. They're a little bit cheesy and everything, but they are so addicting. And so I'm very interested to see what this one is going to end up turning out like. I'm hoping for a nice, cheesy romance, because that's, like, if you're following a K-drama, I'm assuming some of those kind of things are going to happen. I also love the fact that our main character is Asian or Asian American. That almost always makes me want to purchase a book, so I'm very excited for this. Next, I have A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. I absolutely love the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle Sherlock Holmes books, as well as like the TV shows and even the movies that have been out. I love that kind of genre, like the detective who has almost like the supernatural power that they can find clues in almost anything super easily. And this one is not a strict retelling of Sherlock Holmes. Charlotte Holmes is actually supposed to be a descendant of the original Sherlock Holmes, and I believe Jamie Watson might be a descendant of John Watson as well. So this is something that I've heard lots of good things about. I am not entirely sure what else is going to happen in this, but I love the concept, and I have the first and the second book, and so I believe the third book is coming out in March, so I really just need to pick these up and get onto it because I've had this one for a little while and I'm so ready to be in this world. Along those same lines, I have Jackaby by William Ritter. This book has been billed as a Doctor Who meets Sherlock Holmes story, and so I am very excited about this one. I believe it is about a private detective and either an assistant or someone he just meets who is like a Sherlock Holmes character, where they can see the little clues and almost everything, and they're going to be tracking a murderer or serial killer. However, there are supernatural elements in this, so it's not a strict, like, humans are the bad guys doing the bad things. So I'm very excited for this one. I have, again, heard many, many amazing things. I actually bought the first 3 books of this one on Book Outlet a few months ago, and so I am very excited to read this one. The next book I would like to read this month is The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. This is a book that is coming out on March 6th. I heard about this previously from somebody that was doing like a books that are coming out this year sort of video, and this is a book about witches. I do not read very many witch books because I don't feel like there's a whole lot out there. This one, I believe is like there's witches that were persecuted centuries ago, and every so often they come back to this town and take over girls' bodies to then take their revenge out on some of the boys of the town. And there ends up being a boy that moves to town who has no idea this is happening, and one of the girls decides that he might need help. I don't know much else besides that, but it sounded like a very interesting concept, and so I'm very ready to read this one as well. And then lastly, I would like to read the Anne of Green Gables series by L.M. Montgomery. This is the first book here, so I'm hoping to at least get to this one this month. This is another series that I remember starting when I was a kid, like in elementary school. Gilbert Blythe in this book was my first boy crush or book boyfriend, or however we want to talk about it, but I absolutely love these. And so after Anne with an E came out on Netflix, and I totally binged that completely, I've been itching to read these books again, and so I remember reading the first, I want to say 3 or 4 books, and then I watched, like, I think they had made for TV movies again, because my mom had them on VHS, and I remember just loving them completely. I love this so much. I have now the box set of the first 8 books, because I think there might be one other one after that. But I really want to read these all this year, and so I should be reading this month, hopefully, if I want to get those done. I just have so many good memories of this book. And so that was it. I have about 8 books that I really, really want to read this month. Obviously, things are probably going to change if I realize that other books are coming out or if my mood is not the same, but these are the ones that I really would like to get to. I am super excited for this reading month, especially since we have 31 days this month instead of 28 like in February. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what you would like to read in March. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos from me, and I will have a new video up on Thursday, so I will see you then. Bye!